Welcome, everybody, to Got a Lot on Our Minds. This is episode 8. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Stevie B. You all know who I am. My co-host.
What's going on? I'm Kells. You can find me at Kells55 or Iconic Visions is a business account. And today we have a very special guest all the way from across the pond. She's a businesswoman. She's an artist. She's an incredible human being. There's just so much I could say about her, but I'll let her do an intro.
Hello, I'm Amy and I'm from the UK, and my Instagram is Aymsdesigns.
Aymsdesigns.
Yes.
Everyone go, check it out, give some likes, give a follow, subscribe, whatever you got to do.
Absolutely, you're going to find some awesome art there.
Yes.
Which I appreciate very much your support, by the way, Kels.
No problem. So what kind of how did you get into art and everything? Was there like a specific time that you realized that you were good with like drawing and painting?
Well, it was back in, I'd say 2010, which makes me feel very, very old. And it was like my college to university times, really. And I used to just do it as a hobby. And I would just be drawing, just celebrities at the time. I think the first person I painted was Marilyn Monroe. And then it was at that time that social media was starting to pick up with people. Facebook was the first, and then Instagram, I think, was like 2012. But I just used to put it out on socials, and I got some love from there, and I just continued to do my hobby. And it then kind of turned into people asking me, can I have a piece? Can I have a piece? And then it turned into more of a part-time job.
For real. Like, I want all the listeners, please, to go check out Aymsdesigns. Obviously, when we put our post up, we're going to link you to it, so that'll be an easy way to find it. But if your type of artwork is a hobby, like, I'm sure, like, I don't know if it was maybe like one of your family, your friends, like you probably showed this piece and you're like, yeah, like I was working on this, and they were like, holy shit, like that is phenomenal. You need to do this for a living.
I don't know, because I actually just started as, it was the Marilyn Monroe piece was actually a college, what do you call them, like a project,
Like an assignment.
Yeah. And it was just after that one, and people were saying I do love it, and then for someone to pay me to do it, that was like right, I've got something good here. People actually want a lot of people could be supportive and say that's good, but for someone to actually exchange money for what you've spent a lot of time on is a very nice feeling.
Yeah, it's got to be very gratifying.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Is there any, so for when everyone checks out your work, obviously there's a strong like hip hop and R&B, like sorry, my mic just cut out. There's like a strong like hip hop and R&B influence to it. Like, is there anything from there that helped influence that, like, towards your art? Like, is like, you know what I mean? Like, how to pick your subject matter?
Yeah. So I don't really watch films or TV programs. Music is my main source of just, when I choose to not do anything, it's to listen to music. And that's what inspires me. So for me, hip hop is, one of obviously the main thing I listen to, but there's plenty of other genres that I listen to. But I think it's just when I relate to the lyrics, or I can hear a story in the lyrics, and I don't really like music that doesn't tell a story. So if I'm listening to something and then, I like that, and then I'll draw the person, because I prefer doing portrait art, even though I do very contemporary modern style. Portrait art is one of my favorite things to do. So I think it is just the hip hop and the music I listen to, that will then translate as to what then I want to put into art.
That's awesome. I think like just seeing all the progress, because I think I started following you in like around 2012, 2013 too. And
Day
one.
He's a day one, baby.
It's been a while. I forget exactly how I found you, but I'm always like looking for different types of art. So I think it was like the Jay-Z picture that you did back then.
Picasso baby.
I believe, yeah, exactly, yep. And just like seeing the progress from then till now, it's just been incredible.
I mean, it's been a bit of a wild journey from then. I've been about, but no, that means when you followed me, I was in my mother's basement painting.
Okay.
All right, so
So
take us through the journey now. Is that where you started?
Yeah,
All right,
started.
so
I was still at
let's.
my mom's house.
Now you're in your own house.
Now I'm in my own house, yes. But I started in my mom's basement, and then I went to uni. So I used to paint in my uni halls. But to be honest, I went to uni just really for the loan. Because I don't think I actually had, I didn't, I dropped out of uni and whatnot. But I kind of just used that time to paint and build up Aymsdesigns, which was, it was a small space, but you don't need a lot of space, especially when you're just starting out. And I just do commissions there to keep the income going. So yeah, I started from my mom. Then I went back to my mom's. Then I've been all sorts of places south around the UK. But now I'm in London.
how's that been treating you?
London is a very fast living life, but I do enjoy it. It definitely keeps you going, and you've got to think differently when you're here because everyone is just so on it and in their own. I love it here because everyone's in their own lane and they just get on with what they want to do, but it's inspirational because everyone else is just doing their own thing.
It's a constant grind, right?
Yeah, constant.
That's awesome. That's kind of like the city for us.
Yeah.
You also have a lot of like people around you that are doing creative things. Is that like an inspiration to you too?
Definitely. So if you do follow on the socials, which I know you do,
Yeah.
I used to live in a house with a lot of creative people, Gnarly Music being one. So she is an incredible singer, but she also is an amazing artist too, which we found out during lockdown.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
And then my other housemate that was there, which was Caroline, she's an art teacher. She's also an incredible artist. So it was amazing to see, like we didn't even know this about each other. And then there was Nali's girlfriend, Suede Baby, we call her. She's actually Haley, and she's an amazing photographer.
Okay.
I know you'd be interested in Kels.
Yeah, I gotta definitely follow her.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's just being around creative people because I feel like being in the creative industry, it's hard to keep that every day. You don't wake up inspired to do this and this. You have to be around other people that are on it too, because when you're feeling down, it's good to have someone that's on a good day because they'll pick you back up, kind of thing. Especially in lockdown because that was hard.
Yeah. How did you like? How has lockdown been for you? I guess.
Well, how's it been for you guys?
Oh, well, I mean, I feel like we had like a month or two of like real lockdown and now it's just been fucking crazy. Like nobody cares anymore and I don't know.
Doing their own thing.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like everybody's like, yeah, we beat the pandemic and I don't know. It's kind of crazy to see that people just won't take things like this serious. Or they think it's like a conspiracy against the United States kind of thing.
Just the United States.
Yeah, it's like the world versus us.
It's so mind-blowing that when like obviously like our election is coming up in November and if we have a a big situation going on over here, but it's so crazy for some people to think that it's like a political scheme or like plot by our government that all this COVID-19 stuff, and we're like, you do realize like it's the entire world that this hit. It's not just us, and people really don't like, they don't think, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean over here lockdown we had, like you said, we had a pretty tough lockdown. No one was allowed out. I don't think I left my house for about 6-7 weeks, which does take its toll, but now when we're out, we're all wearing masks and we have to be in by 10 p.m.
I was going to ask you that. I saw that on Twitter today. Is that like something new or is it?
Yeah, it's something new. Me personally, I think you either leave things open or you close them because now everyone just has to go home at the same time. And then, the buses and tubes and stuff, it's just gonna be busy.
That was sorry to cut you off. That was the photo that I saw. It was like just everybody funneling in to, I guess, the do you call it a subway out there, or is that the tube? Is that what?
Yeah. the underground.
The tube. I like that so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I went out yesterday and we came back at about 9:30 because we wanted to make sure that we weren't, with everyone else. But I think, to be fair, everyone around here, it's nothing like what I'm seeing on social media in America. Everyone's wearing their masks. Everyone's just trying to do their best with what they're given. But I also know that social media might be given the wrong.
I don't think so. Florida does not give a fuck.
Oh no.
They have, I forget how many deaths they had like yesterday or today, and just they're still opening. It's like full force ahead.
Not good.
So one day, hopefully people take it seriously.
They will, and I mean, I don't know. It's just a hard topic for obviously people to get around.
And then actually, I mean, about that, when you were in lockdown, that's when you painted that wall with a saying, "You're not stuck at home. You're safe at home." And I think that was very inspirational. I mean, people can take it whatever way they want, but I mean, I think for what it's worth, it was, I think your head's in the right space. Like, you just obviously painted it for like yourself, and it went viral. But like, I thought it was cool to see how much publicity it got.
Yeah, it actually took me by surprise because I normally spend hours and hours and days on my pieces of work, and and the one time I write a quote, it goes viral, but that just shows because so many people related to it. However, I did get a lot of hate as well, even though I wrote in the comments, I'm very aware not everyone is safe at home, but that just, if you relate to this quote, you should take it in more, because that's what I'm just trying to say. Like, if you are safe at home, then just appreciate and just stay at home for what we're being told to do. But yeah, no, we just wrote it on our wall because we were all a bit like, oh, your whole life changes, and we're all Kazo had a job at school. Everyone was unsure about the future, so let's just live for today. Let's see what we can do to make today good, because we don't know how long we're going to be in lockdown for. We don't know what's around the corner. We don't know what news is going to come up. This is serious. So yeah, it was just about trying to make us feel a bit better about us out, being in the situation that we were in. And luckily a lot of people related to it, which was good.
Yeah, I think that's the main part. Like, your heart was in the right place, and like, I feel like people always take a message, even if it was, I mean, the way the message is received sometimes is up to the receiver, but it's like the way you put it out there was good, with good intention. So that's kind of I see it.
It's I just had to accept that, no matter what, not everyone's going to relate to it, and you're going to get backlash for something, aren't you? So it is what it is.
That's a problem, I think, right now. It's like you could win and you can get hate, you can lose, you can get hate, you can show too much effort or too much heart, and people will hate on it. There's always going to be those like internet trolls or people who want to just say something to say something.
Yeah, definitely. And it's always the people that aren't actually helping anything that want to put in there.
Exactly. It's the negative people.
Yeah. So we'll leave them to it.
Oh, man. Oh, so then also during this, I guess you would say, now that we're kind of on the topic of like the COVID-19 and lockdown stuff, you started with the masks, right?
I did.
Kels, you have one, right?
Yes, I have one for now.
And some on the way. They should be on there anyway.
Perfect.
So long to get stuff. Some of because a lot of my customers are actually in America, and it sometimes takes like 2 months to get over there. I don't understand why. I mean, obviously COVID, but it's only a small parcel. But yeah, no, I started the masks off just for COVID, and then I've done the Black Lives Matter masks as well, which started off actually from a guy called Tyrone Mings. He went to a march in Birmingham. He's a football player here, and he wanted a custom mask for his march, and then when he uploaded that, more people wanted one, so that's why then I decided to do it. But instead of selling them like I do my normal masks, I donate the proceeds to Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, that's very noble. That's awesome. That's dope.
And Kels, you are a big supporter of that. I see you tag me in it all the time. And you know what? Like, people like you keep me going. I know you think, but it is the support that if everyone just gave everyone that amount of support, then we just all be doing our own thing and being happy about it, you know?
I mean, that's something that's so like crucial and like why I do it, kind of, because it's really not the hardest thing to do. Like, it takes 2 or 3 seconds to credit like where you got something from, tag it, and it just, like, if you like art, if you like somebody doing something, the way that they keep doing it is to get more eyes on it, to get more money to do it. So like, why would you not? Why are you going to hold that to yourself, you know?
Yeah, no, that's why the world needs more people like you.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I think the same of you with what you're doing. So
So you recently, you painted a full mural. So what was that like, and like how'd you get that opportunity? Was that a location in London that you painted?
It was actually a location in the Midlands, and it was from a collector of mine from back in 2013. I think he bought a couple of pieces from me, and I kind of took a break off social media for a couple of years because I was building the business. But he popped back up and he mentioned that he was opening a coffee shop. I love my pieces to be on the wall, and half of the wall, which when I got there was actually twice the size I thought it would be. So I was like, oh,
wow.
It was huge. And so I had 2 walls to fill. And I know he wanted one bit to be how the street used to look back in years.
That's awesome.
Which was the black and white piece, and then I had my famous lit piece on the other side. But yeah, no, it took, I think it was an 18-hour shift in total. So yeah, it was long, but I love doing stuff like that, and I don't think I do enough of it. So
no, that's incredible. Hopefully you can get more in the future, because I mean, I think that's something that's cool too, is just like, sometimes you see a finished product and you don't realize how much time goes into it. And I've been able to like see a couple people live like painting walls and stuff like that, and just just how incredible it is. There was this festival that I went to last year in Denver called Crush Walls, which I'm sure you would love. It's just, there's a district in Denver that they just allow all the artists to, it's mostly spray paint though, but they just graffiti the whole walls, and it's like a whole like 4, 5, 6 block radius of just artists coming together for like a week, and you see like the progress going.
It's amazing. I always forget to set up a camera and just do a time lapse.
I mean, even with your phone though, you can definitely do that, because it would just be cool to see the progress. And then I mean, different like avenues that'll probably help you to get new people, new eyes on you.
Yeah, get some YouTubes out there. I keep meaning to do it.
Even like the TikToks.
Yeah, I mean, I started TikTok, and then, after a while, and you're just like, how many more platforms can I entertain?
You're only one person, yeah.
And I also try and I also run a couple of brands as well, and I'm like, I love social media because that's how my life kind of works, but at the same time, I'd love to just turn it off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a hard balance to kind of live life and also try to stay constant on socials.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of your brands, so you kind of have been pretty dope businesswoman over the last 6, 7 years?
Yeah, it's when did it? Yeah, so from probably 2015 was my first. It was the whiz boards, the self balance boards. Do you remember those?
That one I might have forgotten.
What do you call them? Like the hoverboards?
Yeah. No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, okay, hoverboards. Yes.
Yeah.
They were a big disaster in the end. But yeah, I started off with doing that, and then that was alongside my art as well. And then I just got into that by my business partner at the time. They had another business, and they just said, want to start that. That did really well. Again, used social media to build the brand. And then my second business was eShow, which you probably do know about.
Yes.
Because I put that all over my socials as well. And, do you know, I'm glad I documented the journey of that one from...
Yellow.
Did you get, oh, yeah, you kind of got cut off.
Did I get cut? Can you
hear? Now I can hear you.
Sorry, let me. Where did I? Do you want me to go back?
You were glad you documented the journey of that one.
Of eShow, yeah.
Yeah, I am, because again, I started back at my mum's house. I had to go back to the very start, and I built that business in like 2 years, and now I'm just a shareholder of that, and now do back to my art and set up another business 3 weeks ago.
And that is the Cold Candy UK?
That is, yes. And
so yeah, if you want to explain it a little bit, because I've seen some of the posts.
So in the whole, from 2015, I just found that I do have a love for brand building, and it's all organic marketing that I do. So it's influencer marketing and just, building the pages and stuff. And Cold Candy was, it's with my friend Alice, which you might have also seen on my socials.
Yeah,
shout
definitely.
out Alice.
Yes.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out Alice, Miss Alice.
Yeah, gang.
Yeah. She's an absolute babe, and she does amazing. She's a mother of 2 gorgeous kids, and she's running this business like an absolute boss. But I just do the marketing for that as well, and it's and the socials side of things. And to be honest, it just literally flew off in 3 weeks.
Wow.
So in 3 weeks we've done, well, we nearly hit 10,000 followers. I think we're on like 8,000 something, and we've done over 1,000. We've done thousands of orders, and yeah, so it's a bit mad, to be honest. And that's just
cool.
Cold Candy is just actually American candy, which we get from wholesalers over here, and we do pick and mix as well.
Oh, nice. Do you? I mean, I know you are very into your candy drawer. So, is there a couple of favorites that you want to shout out?
I do. I'm a big fan of the Reese's now. The Reese's,
Yeah,
and the snack mix. What else do I love? No, I think Reese's is just my favorite at the minute. At the minute, I'm obsessed with the cereal, which isn't healthy, I'm aware. But my snack drawer always is just, I mean, I've never been healthy, let's be honest.
It's I mean, why be healthy when there's good food? That's my take on life.
Exactly.
I'm scrolling through the website right now just to see what you got on there.
I mean, there's a lot more stock that we got to put back in, but because we had to put everything on hold because we had too many orders, and we're still behind on orders to fulfill.
I feel like that's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very stressful.
No, yeah.
It's very, very good problem.
Yeah, there looks like stuff on here that I don't even see
here.
Yeah, like
really
the Twix salted caramel. I've never seen that before.
No, I've seen that.
Really?
I think I tried it once, but that was a bad idea.
One which hasn't been updated, but it's the Twirl orange. It's better than Terry's chocolate orange if you have that over there.
So,
oh no, I gotta check it out.
So the one thing about me is I can only have certain candies for the most part. I'm actually allergic to chocolate and peanut butter.
Oh no, so you definitely might be a Reese's then.
I mean, I've had them because it's not like deadly allergic. It's kind of just like I take a Claritin and I feel like shit, but sometimes you just got to make those sacrifices.
I know, I feel you on that one.
I actually too, I kind of wanted to compliment you because I know you had some business that I learned about through the Art Meets Culture podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of, I guess, was a disaster, and just to have the resilience to keep on to going and not letting that bring you down. I know there was a period of time where you had to build yourself back up in a sense. But that's just really cool to see you come back from that and then you're just killing it right now.
Yeah, do you know what? That was the Whizboard one, and that was with my business partner that I used to be with for my art. I think the thing that got me the most for that was I think I must have been about 22 years old. And I think the thing that got me most about that was, I'd been in business with them for 5 years or so, maybe 4 or 5 years, and they were like family to me, and they completely screwed me over. Like to the I had to go back to my mom's house. I had to start from scratch. I hadn't done any art for a long time, so I'd already, like, I believe if I'd continued just with my art and hadn't gone down the brand building side of things, then my art would be way further than what it is now.
Yeah.
But your path go different ways. But I think that for me it was more of I was hurt, like, on a personal level. But then at the same time, it was like, right, you want to do this to me, I'm going to go build a better business. And that's why it then came about. And then when I was able to do eShow and we smashed it out of the park with that, it was like, right, let's just get back to my baby, which is the art, and let's try and smash it with this. And then in the meantime, I'm still doing the brands. There's more brands to come as well, which I haven't spoken about, but I don't like to speak until there's actually something to look at.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah.
I feel that on a real level. Yeah, I feel you.
I'm very superstitious in that nature, because I feel like every time I say something, that's like exactly when it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Like there's been so many times where I'm like, oh, I'm going to shoot with this person, and then it's like, nope, that didn't happen.
So yeah, that's the thing. And it's not like you're saying it to tell people what you're doing. It's because you're genuinely excited about it. But if you keep saying it and then it doesn't happen, people are like, are you just chatting shit, or like gonna do it?
Yeah. So many times that people are like, oh, you're just crying wolf now. Like, I don't believe you anymore.
Yeah. So I've been working hard, but it might not seem like it because I've got nothing to show yet, but nothing's built overnight, is it? So.
Oh no, it's usually a 10-year process just to
get to where we are.
Yeah.
For sure. But it's those that don't give up. That's all. It will get there. We believe in ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, and I mean, it takes resilience to kind of keep doing it, keep grinding it out, because there's definitely a lot of days and nights when you're just, I mean, it's easier to quit, obviously, and just do something else, but I mean, this is the thing that we love, so.
Yeah, definitely. There's been, I definitely don't show my downfalls in the moment on socials, and I'm very aware, like, oh, you only show your high life. But yeah. The last place if I'm in a down place, the last place I'm going to speak about it is on socials. So I'm not going to turn around and say that I'm going to show like my real life all the time. But like I'm not afraid to share my bad experiences, but just not in that moment, because obviously I need to get myself out of that hole first.
Well, I think that's a very smart approach, because like when you go through a negative experience, or if something bad's happening, most people tend to be like, in a natural way, you're emotional, you're upset, you know what I mean? Like you're overcome with a lot of stuff going on inside of you. It's better to not act out of emotion. You know what I mean? And like you said, get yourself together, process it, really think about it. And then if you want to share maybe the story of what happened and what you learned from it and where you're going, instead of in the moment when you're
irate.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that I personally don't think that's a great approach to, like, while you're in the heat of the moment, you're either super depressed or sad, or you're super angry, to go blasting stuff on the internet because things get screenshotted and they're forever. And me personally, I don't think it's a smart way to go.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my mum always says you should respond, not react. So I keep that. And so some people, if we fall out, you probably will not hear from me, and then hopefully in a couple of years' time you'll be blasted with loads of stuff from me. No, I'm joking. But,
you'll just be seen. You'll be seeing a lot of you.
But yeah, like I think that's just how I've always been. And sometimes I am in the moment and I want to go in on socials at that person, and I'm sick of being the bigger person. I'm tired of it. Like I'm constantly, even to this point, I had someone do something to me the other day, and I was like, right, I'm ready to just go off.
Ready to snap.
Ready to just fire shots.
And you know what? After this podcast, you'll probably see one like next week, and you'll be like, you told me. No, I'm joking. But, yeah, I just think I just try my best to be the bigger person, and maybe not all the time that will happen, but so far so good.
I think it's also important, like, to have like a good support system. Like, you could just, instead of posting that on social, you could just like kind of go to one of your friends and just be like, this fucking happened, I'm pissed off, and just bounce it off of them, and then like calm down, and then finally like see that, oh yeah, if I would have posted this right now,
I would
it might not have been the best idea.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm really grateful for my support system. I've got really great friends around me, and that's mainly the reason probably why I'm still here, because, you know, they all believe in me and they support me when things do get tough.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about your artwork, you said, I'm sorry if I forgot it. You describe the style of your artwork again. Was it modern contemporary? You said.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
modern art. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Very portrait based as well. It's a bit of both, bit of mixture.
Yeah. I'm like scrolling through your Instagram right now and just kind of like really soaking it all in. You had a piece. I'm trying to find. I saw it the other night when I was looking through. There were two pieces that I thought were really good. There's one. There's a Jay-Z one where like he's in black and white and like the background is kind of like a mix of like rainbow, like different colors.
That's Picasso, baby. Yeah, that's
that's Picasso, baby. That's
okay.
What
Loves.
I like that one, and then you had a Mike Tyson one that I thought I believe you painted the Mike Tyson one, right?
Yeah, but was it the one with the red glove?
Yes.
See, that's way back. So that's when I was at uni. That's me. I think.
Damn, you're going scrolling far.
Yeah, that's way back. To be fair, that's what like I don't know if I've even posted that much. So I don't think it's that far. Oh yeah,
I don't know. I saw it the other night and I was like, oh, that's sick. That's such a dope picture.
Yeah, that would have been one that I've done at uni, and that again would have been a commission, because when I was at uni, and like at the moment I'm painting what I want to paint, but back then because I needed the money and stuff, it was commission based. So whatever, you know, people wanted me to paint, that's what I would do.
I think it's kind of cool too, because like I think there was, I forget how long ago it was, but you just started like blasting some of your old work, and it just kind of like you're like, damn. And I think it's cool to do that from time to time, because it's like, it kind of inspires you as well, because you're like, I've been putting in this much work for this long. Yeah. Like, this is where I'm at now.
Yeah, no, when I look back, I'm like, did I really put that up? Like, yeah, I mean, look, her eyes all the way over there. Like, what? That doesn't even, it's not even in proportion. But no, it's weird. It's actually weird to think that's what, you know, how far you can come with just practice. And everyone's like, oh, you're so gifted, you know, there's talent. And to me, I actually believe it's not, you know, I wasn't born to draw. I think I just practiced because I enjoyed it. And now I can draw better than I used to be able to. So I just believe, like, if you could say, yeah, but I could practice for a couple of hours, but if you're not enjoying it, you're not going to put in the work. So you're not going to get better at it.
Yeah, there definitely has to be a love to it to put in that many hours.
Yeah, it's I'm sure how many hours do you put into each of your videos and stuff. Like, you know, I probably wouldn't have the patience to do that, so I wouldn't be very good.
Honestly, it's fun until like the programs fuck up. And that's the problem with me, and also just buying so many hard drives for videos. Like, I have probably like 50-60 terabytes worth of footage, but for the most part, like, I mean, video is so expensive, so it's like you need like top of the line like computers to edit, and no matter what, I haven't found a program that actually doesn't crash yet. So it's like you'll be working and you have to continually save, and if you don't, it's like, and the computer crashes or the program crashes, you have to like hope that you didn't save like an hour or two ago and lose like all your progress.
You need to create an app for your computer that just auto saves.
Ooh. I mean, they do have like an autosave feature, but sometimes it's like hit or miss.
Oh, okay.
But that's see, she's always just on the ball. she's ready.
So you said I believe it was in the Art Meets Culture podcast, right? That was the other one you did.
Yes, that's that in lockdown. Yeah.
Shout out them. That was good. That was a dope podcast as well.
Really?
But you said in there, I believe you some of the paintings you do, like it takes you like 3 or 4 tries, like to get it where you want to be, right? Like not every portrait is, you know, first time perfect and finished product, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, for instance, I'm doing my card collection at the moment.
Which, not to cut you off, those are really fucking dope. That's such a cool design.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so I think the favorite of that one is the Nipsey, and then obviously being the Trump. So yeah, so
Shout out.
but yeah, so for example, I've been trying to do Barack Obama and Cardi B. There's an exclusive, and I just can't get Cardi B to look like Cardi B right now. So whenever that painting comes to light, just know I've already done 5 attempts, and it just, and then you have to, there's only so many times you can paint over a piece, because obviously acrylic gets the texture and then it just ruins the whole piece. In the canvas, get some new stuff. So yeah, it's never, I mean, I do try and post the ones that go wrong, but also that's not that interesting, so I don't. But yeah, it's never straight. I'm very, very happy when it's first attempt.
Right. I just think that's important to say, because you're at this point, you're an influential artist, you're a professional artist, you're independent, like you said, you paint what you want to paint now. But there's people that maybe who are trying to get where you are, but maybe like they've painted something 3 times in a row and they can't get it. But it's important to know, like, even people in your status, like, it takes time, it takes work, you have to have patience, you know what I mean? It's not always on the first try.
Yeah, definitely. It's not like you can just, it might seem like I'm just churning out the paintings, but that's because I've been working on 5 pieces at one time, and then they all come together at the same time, because you won't see anything from me for months, but that's not because I'm not working on anything, that's just because it's not going right.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, no, maybe you're right in a way where I should probably show that, because it might make people think, well, I can't do it. So,
well, I'm not saying maybe. I mean, obviously, you run a pretty well established, social. So I mean, don't you do you whatever you feel. But I just thought it was cool. Like, it's, to show the perseverance of getting to a certain point. It shines the light that some people need. Yeah, no, definitely. And that's what I mean. It's a good point. And sometimes I even think, like, okay, can I even draw anymore? Because this is the 6th attempt now. Like, is everything okay with what I'm doing here? But no, you just got to keep. And then sometimes it's like, well, maybe I just need to change the subject or change the photo, or it's just working around it. It obviously just isn't meant to be that piece, trust me, you can draw.
I'm gonna throw that out there too. You don't think that.
I fuck up a stick figure. Like, you're good. Like,
thank you.
I think. I mean, also, if you did post some of your, like, ones that you don't think is, like, to your level, I guarantee, like, because my eye's not trained like yours, I'm gonna be like, wow, that still looks dope, So you're gonna have those people who I think still admire it and like it. Yeah, true. Even if you just throw it on your story. Yeah, true. I can do that, and I'll actually send you my my latest Cardi B one, and you'll be like, "Who's that?" We'll see about that. Okay.
So, is there have you painted anything that you won't sell, like, that's yours? Like, do you have, like, a personal stash at all?
Yeah, well, I have an Audrey Hepburn piece, which sometimes you might see in some of my selfies in my room or whatever. But that one's called Selfies Before Their Time. I actually did one with Marilyn Monroe as well, but that piece, I think my old business partner still has it, which is very annoying. But yeah, I've still got the Audrey Hepburn selfies, and basically, I don't know if you remember, Kaz, but I used to sell phone cases. And I had a series called Bitch Repellent, which is just the
Wait, what was it called?
Isn't that on a t-shirt right now?
Yeah, it's on
a sweatshirt too. Yeah.
It's called Bitch Repellent, but it's basically the Chanel perfume bottle, but instead of saying perfume, it's just Bitch Repellent.
I think
just repelling all the bitches. But yeah, so, and I put that on a phone case, some t-shirts, and some other bits and bobs, and I ended up painting it, and it was called Selfies Before Their Time. So it was all figures that in those days they didn't have phones, and they would never have been seen taking selfies. So I just painted them holding a phone taking a selfie. So
oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And I only ended up doing Marilyn Monroe and Audrey Hepburn out of that, because that's when everything went wrong and I had to go back home. But yeah, so Audrey Hepburn is mine, and she comes everywhere, wherever I move to.
That's perfect. Is there like with some of the more like your Lips series and Dreams Worth More Than Money, like how do you come up with the titles? Because I think they're kind of like I like a lot of them, and then also like Bitch Repellent, that's really funny. So like how do you come up with a couple like different names and then like something sticks, or is it like already in your mind and then you paint for it?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, because to most you can just relate to it to however you want, but all titles and everything that I paint normally is something that's going on in my life at that time. So the Dreams Worth More Than Money, this was when I was coming out of E-Show, actually, which was if you've been offered more money for something but you don't particularly want to do it because it will stop your other dreams from happening, or you feel trapped or whatever. I felt like I was being trapped by the money, because if I took more money, then I'd have to do what other people tell me to do every day, or I try and make it work myself. So for me, Dreams Worth More Than Money, that was why there was a £50 note, like, rolled up in chains. So that was my way of showing what I felt at that time. And a series of two. So I did them in dollars and English, Great Britain pounds. And then the Lip series was in a 3-piece. So it was Expose and Disclose. That was when I was ready to expose and disclose everyone that had annoyed me. And then the next piece was Bittersweet, and it was the lip piece holding the pill, biting the pill. So it was more like, do I just swallow the bitter pill, or do I just let it go? And then the third piece was Speaking from the Heart, which was the heart-shaped lips, and that was just, let it all go and just carry on with your best life. That's what the last 5 pieces I've done mean, and that's all been done since October last year.
That's awesome.
I think that's cool, because I know you talked about that on the Art Meets Culture podcast, where he was talking to you about with artwork, like, he's like, what will your legacy be? What will your story be? What will your pieces mean? They weren't just, I painted something because I wanted to paint it. I painted something because there was a deeper meaning. There was a hidden, not a hidden meaning, but there was something, a message behind it that you could take away. And that's what helps artists stand the test of time. Then, you stick out from the crowd, and, when you look back 10 years,
Yeah. Definitely. And like, I think when that's what it relates to me. But I think the best thing about art is that you could look at that piece and go, yeah, I'm chained to the money because I love the money, or yeah, money makes me feel like I'm tired. Everyone can relate to that piece in their own way, even though I painted it and that's my story.
Right.
So yeah, I actually sold the Expose and Disclose to someone in America. So that piece is over on your side of the pond.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Do you have any advice? So let's say there's someone listening, and right now they're kind of like starting out being an artist, and maybe they're doing like you were, like commission on a small base. Do you have any advice to help transition them from starting out to like commission to going like where you are to you're fully independent, where you're your own boss, you create your own product, you know what I mean? Like how to get to that level of I don't know, I guess freedom or awareness. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying?
Yeah. To me, it just don't expect it to happen overnight. Like I've been doing this for 10, 12 years, and it's not an easy road, especially in the creative world. Like in any world, actually, it's not easy to get to where you want, but it's just always getting out of your comfort zone. And the biggest platform you have that, to me, I can see generate money is your social media. So if you use it correctly, you'll fly with it. But again, it doesn't happen overnight. So it's just being consistent. Like I said at the start of this, I believe that if I was just solely on my art and my social media that way. I feel like maybe I could have been further in the art world. Who knows? I look at some of my favorite artists, one being Sue Tai. She's in America. I don't know if you know about her. She's phenomenal. And her pieces, you can tell straight away that's hers, but she's now done like basketballs. She does her own art apparel. She does like her own clothing and things like that, and she absolutely smashes what she does, and her own marketing and her own brand. She's really done well with that. But I think if you're an artist, it's important to have a good brand with you as well. And yeah, share your story. Everyone wants to know who the piece is behind the art, and times have changed. People wanted dead people's art. It's not about that now. People are interested in, which is a good thing, because I didn't want to wait till I was dead till I got paid for a piece. So I'm glad times have changed. But yeah, people are, and I do get messages all the time. Like, I'd love to know why what is the meaning behind this piece. And I've told you on the podcast, but you couldn't find the meaning behind that piece because I haven't publicly really shared it anywhere. But maybe that's the thought, that to share the story behind it all.
Yeah, I'm always, being that like in relating it to me and like film and video and stuff, I feel like right now there's a lot more documentaries about people and like their story, and that's what kind of like really has gravitated me to like watch more about people, like why they make the decisions, what happened behind certain like how they did their art, or how they did their videos, or how they shot their music videos and stuff like that. So I definitely think that people would like that, to learn more about art or learn more about how you came about different things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And it is, I'm always interested, how did you make that? Like, how did you make that cool video? Or, and you do show a lot of behind the scenes, don't you? So, and I'm always interested in behind the scenes.
Yeah, I try to do as much. Do you also have any advice for like a younger version of yourself, or like you when you were just starting out?
Not everyone has your best interests at heart. That is a big thing for me. And I don't mean to sound like a hater or anyone like that, because I know there are plenty of amazing people out there. But when it comes to business, and still, like, I still want to put my trust into people, but I feel like time after time after time, it's the same thing that happens. It's just people sell you a dream. And especially if you're like an artist and people say, like, let me be your manager and I can do this and I'll pay you to do this. And just remember that you have to put yourself up there, not them. Because if you sit and rely on other people to make the moves for you, it will never happen, and you'll just be 5 years behind than where you want to be. That's my biggest regret, is waiting for other people's promises to put me where I thought I would be. But that's not you then can't blame that person because you're not there. You've got to take on that responsibility yourself. Like, if you want to be somewhere, you make it happen, manager or no manager. That's the biggest piece.
Oh, I think that's good advice, because there's going to be, if you're a trusting person, like I know I put a lot of trust in people too, until they kind of like show me, I guess, their true colors, and then that's when I'll back away in a sense. But I think that's good advice, because some people will be kind of like you, if they have a good heart, they're kind of like, oh yeah, and everything sounds so good when it's coming from somebody. Yeah. And sometimes you want to be in that position so bad, but kind of just have to feel out the situation.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what, like, sometimes when they're telling you that thing, maybe their best intentions are there, but some things in their lives might not go how they're planning it, which will then affect what they promised you. So it's always just make sure that you are making it happen for yourself, and you do not rely on anyone else.
Got to go out, go get it.
Yeah, exactly that.
No, I think that's a great good advice to give. Hustler's mindset. Wake up every day, go get it, even if little things add up. They really do.
They do, little things every day.
You have to have words of affirmation. You got to believe it yourself.
Definitely. And some days, even if you don't, just have that day off and come back at it again tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, it's a constant grind. So there, you're gonna have your ups and downs. You just have to make sure that like either whatever you have to do to get back into the right mindset, you know, you kind of have to just sometimes take some time off and rebuild yourself and come back stronger.
Yeah, definitely. And just, I know it sounds really cliche, but it's all the same thing. Just don't give up. It's just, you just find another way to get it. And
Yeah.
it's annoying. And I try my best to not hold any resentments, because that burdens a lot and will give you negative energies, and you just got to let it go and just start again.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
I have a question. So with your artwork, obviously, like you said, you're to the point now where you make your own pieces and you have your own lines, and it's not a commission. But is there anything that you do, like, and Chris, you might be able to relate to this too, because you're a creative, to like, is there a certain point sometimes where like it feels like a job, you know what I mean, or it's because you're to the point now where like, is it to the point where, like, where if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, you know what I mean? Like, is there any days that you're like, I don't want to, like, do you like paint to relax, or is it, is there anything you do to unwind that way, or?
Yeah, no, I like, I think when I was doing commissions, it was definitely a job, because as much as I love doing commissions, sometimes, you have deadlines and you've got to get it done, and not every day you can be you're not in a creative mindset to start painting and start trying to make this piece look. So things like that made it feel like a job. But I feel like that's why I also wanted to start up the business side of things, because then it felt like I wasn't doing the same thing day in, day out. Because whenever you're doing the same thing day in, day out, no matter if you love it or not, it's going to become a chore almost, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why it's good that I have the balance. So now if I do in half my week business, then the other half's artwork. And it does seem fun, but some weeks I don't want to do artwork at all. And some weeks I don't want to do business at all, but I don't get a choice in that. But it's, yeah. I do get that saying, love what's the saying again?
Do what you love what you do.
I do get that to some extent, but no matter who you are, I do believe, sometimes everything gets every now and then a bit repetitive.
Right.
I think when I'm editing a music video and I hear the song like 800 times, that's when, I mean, if I enjoy the song, I'm fine with it. Like, I can get through it. But if it's like song that's just like maybe I'm not the craziest about, then yeah, it becomes like, let me just finish.
I also, my studio at the moment is currently next to like 4 music studios, and sometimes I go to like 4 a.m, and they're in their studios till 4 a.m, and I know their lyrics and I've only heard it.
Amy's gonna go in the booth and start spinning it.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want me to see me do. But yeah, so I can see what you mean about the music. They literally play the same song over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, you'll be like on like a second of a video for like 3 hours, and then you're finally like, all right, I got it to where I want it. So it's just a repetitive thing that eventually you get bored of parts of the song.
Yeah, but again, it's the same when you finish it. Like it might have taken me 5 attempts to do that same painting or that same piece, but when you finish it, that's what you do it for. And that's every time I finish a painting that has been annoying me the whole time because I haven't been able to do it, I'm like, this is why I continue, and this is why I don't give up, because that looks sick, or it's that feeling after that you remind yourself that's why you're doing it.
Absolutely. I know. Yeah. Have you been like, I know with COVID and everything, studio has kind of been like, you've been to it and haven't, like, there's bits of time when like you couldn't visit it. Is it right now where you can?
No, I can visit. Well, originally I couldn't visit it because I had my car stolen.
Oh, that's why.
Whoa, okay, hold on. Back up.
I thought it was COVID.
We're gonna get back to you not visiting the studio. We're gonna sidetrack a little bit right here. What happened?
I was visiting my friend just before COVID, so it was like a month before, and the house got broken into whilst we were sleeping.
Jeez.
My car.
You were in the house and it was broken into.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Not nice. And then anyway, they stole the car. Um, but we woke up to them trying to drive it off
Oh,
and I think they must have scratched the car down the, like, I don't know what they did. But anyway, the police found it in 20 minutes and they crashed it. So um so I was without a car, and then COVID happened. So I was like, right, I'm just gonna get everything from my studio and take it to the house, because obviously I wouldn't be allowed to use public transport.
mm-hmm.
So that day, I just took everything, and then but then I got another car, and then the COVID. I think we still stayed in the house for like 3 more weeks, and then we were allowed to go to work. So, and my studio is self-contained, so I was happy to just drive to the studio and work from there every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was. I mean, I enjoyed waking up and painting in my room, but then again, you just don't really want to work from home.
That's the problem. There's a lot of things to distract you when you're working from home.
Especially when you lived in our house.
I can imagine. I'm sure there was a lot of fun days.
Yeah, it was.
You wanted to go hang out, and you're just like, shit, I got to do this piece.
Yeah, I don't want to be doing this hungover.
That too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's something like right now, currently with the lockdown over here, my wife was, she now has to work from home. And then there's times where it's convenient because you can just kind of wake up, like, make a cup of coffee, sit down and, start cracking away. But there's also times where like you kind of need like that setting or that environment to lock you into that mindset of like no distractions. Like recording, like we have to record the podcast from home, obviously, but there'd be times where, when I was working at a radio station, when I would get to the station, like it would like click in my brain, like, okay, like you know what I mean? Like it's time to like lock in, focus, like put the phone away, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah, definitely. And it's work mode, isn't it? I mean, you got the plus side of not having to travel to work, but sometimes it's easier just to put the TV on and just sit down and not do the work later.
Yeah.
So yeah, all has its pros and cons. But I was very lucky when I was able to get another car, I was able to go to the studio. But at the time, I did feel very restricted.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think you're the only person I've ever talked to that's had their car stolen.
Really?
I'm trying to like think. Like I know like you're not the only one in the world. Like it happens, but I don't think I've ever talked to someone where they're like, yeah, that happened to me. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's actually really annoying as well, because you pay your insurance per month. Someone steals your car, and now I have to pay more per month because I've had my car stolen from someone else. And to me, that's just the biggest scam of all time.
That is so stupid,
isn't it? Like,
yeah,
I'd rather just not pay for insurance.
The insurance industry is a big scam. Yeah, we'll just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so dumb.
Needs to make, unless it probably already is, but if someone can make and I've never had crashed my car or anything, so I had top-notch, great deals, and then right through, and then obviously I've moved to London, so that makes it go higher. But hey ho, never mind.
It's just another obstacle to overcome.
Another 2020 disaster.
Oh my God, 2020! What a year!
What a year.
So moving on, that's a straight from the art. We can still talk about the art too, or business, but I just random question. Obviously, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, you have a very strong hip hop, R&B, rap influence through your artwork. Is there, let's say I steal your car, right?
Please don't.
And I turn it on, and there's a CD player. What CD's in your CD player? Like, what would you?
You're going back.
What? Excuse me, I'm old. What would you keep? Like, what's an album that you would keep, an artist that you would keep just always on deck? Like, that's what your go-to, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to say Rihanna because I'm a massive fan of Rihanna. But I do love not very well-known artists or up-and-coming artists, or, most of the time they are actually very well-known, but just not from, like, I don't know, they're probably an American artist, not very well here. But I am actually obsessed with this guy called Noah Carter.
Noah Carter.
Noah Carter.
That was dope.
We post him. Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think he's from. I'm not going to say because I don't actually know. Um, but yeah, no, I'm obsessed with him and just the way like one of his EPs are called like Couch Dreams and stuff, and it's the lyrics for me. I feel like I'm getting to know him through his songs, and I like it. I don't know him obviously, but I like it, and some of them are very slow, but when I'm painting as well, mostly, or car driving, it's I just go off into my own world. So
Mhm.
it's those that make me. But yeah, Noah Carter for me right now, and Russ. I do love Russ. I know he's very
Yes.
well known, but
Yes, Russ is phenomenal. I'm a big fan.
and
I've
he
seen him
raps
twice.
about good things and important things as well, and being a hustler himself.
And being like kind of like self-sufficient on yourself and how to go about like
Yeah,
things in the music industry.
yeah,
And
definitely.
I definitely agree with you too. Like, I mean, sometimes I'm driving like an hour and a half to go to a shoot in the city, and it's like that's what I do. I just throw on music and zone out. Like, it's, and especially if like there's traffic in the city, like that's the only thing that keeps me any bit calm.
Yeah,
That's like the only time I'm ever angry is when there's traffic. So that kind of keeps me level headed.
you'd hate it here in London then.
Oh, really? Is it that bad too?
Yeah, I mean, I guess any city centre is.
Yeah,
So. Yeah,
yeah. New York City's for me has been one of the worst, and Cali has bad too.
no.
Also, have to shout out your podcast or your, not sorry, not your your playlist. Your playlist is definitely dope.
Yeah.
On Spotify.
I need to update that.
Yeah, you've actually, I mean, some of the artists that I kind of found out some certain songs or artists from that podcast, and I think it's dope when like you can listen to new music and find different artists that like you can relate to or love their music.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the playlist?
It's just I think I just put my Spotify, like what I'm listening to right now, up on my story.
I think it's called
Oh, okay.
mood music, right?
Yeah, my mood music. So it's got a bit of mixture of everything, but I might do a proper one.
Is there any I mean, we know obviously the artists that are over here. Is there any artists from over by you that are dope that you listen to?
In the UK, like there's a lot of people, but it's very UK style music. Like
Okay.
who have I put up lately? I mean, I like the likes of like AJ Tracy. You ever heard of him?
I don't think so.
It's like English rap music. Think of anyone. No, I'm more of an American style music for me at the moment.
Okay.
But if I think of anyone, I will make sure I either put it on my story or send it your way.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, definitely. I always like, and a lot of the like some of the artists that I work with are like up and coming artists, so they're kind of, besides like certain artists that I like to that are mainstream, I have a good balance of like people that I know and like some of the more well known artists. So I like to try to listen to as much.
Lots of different, a variety of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Any advice for any of us Americans over here if we ever get our travel ban lifted for coming over to the UK? Like, is there?
I'm a bit of a hermit, so best person for. I literally travel from my house to my studio to work, to my house to my studio, so I can't. I mean, everyone says
And home by 10 o'clock.
and home by 10 o'clock, of course. But I mean, I've been in London 2 years and I haven't even visited Buckingham Palace yet. So, yeah, no, you're asking the wrong person for travel advice here. But hopefully, if I come to America, you'd be able to tell me where to go.
You've never been over here, right?
I've been to California twice.
Oh, okay, all right.
Santa.
How'd you like it?
I did like it. I've got a sister over there, actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
Shout out your sister.
yeah, Emma.
Shout out Emma. Gang, gang.
Yeah, she lives in Santa Cruz. So unfortunately, they had the fires.
Oh yeah, it's that's crazy.
Yeah. So but she's safe and well, so that's good. But doesn't look great, does it?
I kind of just got back from there, but I wasn't that close to but in the mornings and stuff, like you could definitely see the haze that was in, like the sun rising.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of crazy just to see how how most of the time if you look at the sun, like your eyes are gonna hurt. With this, like there was a haze in front of it, so like you could stare like directly at it and still like be all right. But there was one morning where I went and got coffee with a friend, and like I took like an Uber there, and it was literally like as I got closer to him, like you could kind of like taste it and smell it more.
It's not, yeah, no, I've only seen like Facebook. I don't even know if the news covers it over here, but yeah, just seeing it on socials, it's not nice to see. But again, another thing that 2020 wants to give us. So.
I'm just hoping the rest of the year is better.
Yeah, same.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
I'm waiting for the ball to drop in 2021, and it's just kind of like, all right, we can back to your normal scheduled program.
I wonder if New Year's we'll be allowed 6 people at our party or not.
Yeah. More than a couple people, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, the US, it's kind of like
do what you
just
want.
have your parties.
Yeah, it just seems like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
So, Amy, is there anything else that's on your mind? Anything else that you want to talk about?
Not really. I think you covered basically my whole 10, 12 years of life at the moment. But no, I just hope that you guys are keeping safe and well. It's not the best time of life, but nothing from me. Nothing on my mind.
Do you have any future goals?
Future goals, obviously to keep building brands, and I would have loved to have done an art exhibition this year, but not with COVID. I want to be able to do it where people can actually be near each other and actually enjoy themselves and not feel awkward or, with the whole situation. So hopefully in 2021, my exhibition will go ahead with the new collection that I'm working on, plus another few pieces which I don't show because I'm trying to keep some things exclusive, so when I do have something,
yeah, absolutely,
already on Instagram.
I never thought about that. That's a really cool idea. Like, let's say, correct me if I'm wrong with like the way I'm thinking about this right now. Like your card collection that you talked about, right?
Yes.
So let's say you do you can have an actual real art exhibition. So on social media, you show, you showed the Nipsey, the Trump, you showed the progress, I think, of the Obama one, right?
Yeah.
And then if people go to the art exhibition, then there's like 5 other cards that you haven't shown. They'd be like, whoa, okay, hold on, I didn't know these were here. You know what I mean? Like,
and I'm actually going to do an actual card set. So there'll be real life cards too that you can play with them on. So
that's awesome.
Like a full deck of cards. You get like oh, okay, all right.
Not each one are going to be painted, only the kings and queens and the jokers. But yeah, I wanted to make it a proper thing.
Oh, that's really cool. That's neat.
And then
that's dope.
And then obviously we've got the collaboration with Belair, which I'm still doing some pieces on, but things just take time with COVID.
Is that Rick Ross's brand? Am I correct there?
Yeah, I think he's a big brand, and I believe it's his, or he's a huge promoter of it.
Right, he's like an ambassador for it, kind of.
Yeah.
So are you drawing something on it? Is that how that goes?
Yes, I'm actually doing some more of a UK thing at the moment, but
okay.
The first set was just my lips, and I was just playing around with it with my multicolored pieces. But
oh, nice, awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, literally just yesterday at the video shoot, I was on those bottles of Bel Air, and I was like, that's too funny.
You needed some with my art on it instead.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a little plain for my taste, so I had to let them have it.
I've never had Bel Air. Is it any good?
It is actually really nice.
Is it? I gotta get a bottle of that.
It's a rosé, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay, all right.
Black bottle, which is the sparkling rosé. It's nice.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I think that's all I had locked in the chamber for the questions. Kels, you got anything else?
I think we covered pretty much everything.
Oh, good.
Definitely appreciate you for your time. I know there's a time difference, and
no, I really appreciate you having me, and I'm glad you wanted to interview me, and again, I really appreciate your support as always.
I want you to shout out your brands, your socials, anything people can follow, like, subscribe to,
Your
all that.
website.
Yeah, all that.
Yeah, my website, I always say it's aymduignan.com, but no one can ever say or spell my name.
I
so
didn't
it's-
even want to say
And you
it
didn't.
because I wanted to hear it first, and there was nowhere where I could hear it. So I was like, how do you do it?
www.aymduignan.com.
That's correct, yeah, aymduignan.com. And that's the reason I call myself Aymsdesigns, because no one can ever get my name right. But yeah, that's I don't have a middle name, which is good. But yeah, it's Aymsdesigns,
Ooh,
aymduignan.com.
that's interesting.
Yeah, no middle.
And then
And my AYMI comes from my mum being called Kay. The end of K is AY, and my dad's called Michael. MI, so my name's in the middle.
That's cool.
oh, okay.
That's a good.
A bit like
I like the spell. I mean, the spelling's really cool.
like Isho is. I made that name up. It just stands for easy shopping, which is
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's good to add like the puns and the like combinations and using different words in different ways. And I think that's kind of like why I love hip hop so much, is because they are very good at doing that.
Yes.
And that's just kind of cool to see.
And there was play on my words, definitely.
But yeah, shout out everything for real.
Yes, and luckily I got Aymsdesigns on all social platforms, so they're all exactly the same.
That's the best thing to have.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than having like
Aymsdesigns.
1.
Like the underscore and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the good thing about being on social media from 2012.
Yeah. And then as soon as something new comes up, you just got to secure it. And then
Yeah.
if you want to use it or not, then that's it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking the time to call me as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely can't wait to see what other things you have in store.
Thank you. Can't wait to show them.
Definitely. Yes. Thank you again. Have a good rest of your day, rest of your night, wherever you're at.
Yeah.
there.
And you. Don't know what's happening to you guys.
It is
Getting close to lunchtime.
11:49.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
You're UK is 5 hours ahead of us. Is that correct? Am I wrong there?
Yeah, 10 to 5 now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Very good. All right.
All right. Thanks a lot, Amy.
Thank you. Speak to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.